Hello, everyone. This is Misha Houston, and I'm back to do my review for If Loving You Is Wrong. The episode is entitled The Missing Person. And this was definitely another one of Tyler Perry's crazy episodes, full of lies, mistrust, deceptions, the whole nine yards. We pick up right where we left off with Randall and Alex. Alex has just lied to the judge, saying that Randall is not the biological father of the baby. Randall is very angry, and he says, "What did you just say to me?" The judge asks her if he is the father of the baby. He asks again, he's not the father of your baby. And then Randall protests, saying that yes, he is the true father. And his lawyer also backs him up, saying that yes, Randall is the biological father of the baby. She continues to lie and says that you should just read the name on the birth certificate. Randall says that what she's saying is a lie. It doesn't matter what she wrote on that birth certificate because it's just another one of her lies, which it is, because apparently she wrote Brad's name on the birth certificate as the father of the child without Randall's knowledge and without Randall's knowledge or Brad's knowledge. She apparently has forged the baby's birth certificate, which I think is a crime. The judge asks, "Who is Brad Montgomery?" And then Randall says, "Come on, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous." Now, apparently, the judge has gotten tired of Randall's outburst. But, he's very angry in this moment, and it's hard for him to hold it in. The judge asks again, "Who is Bradley Montgomery?" And then Alex says, "He's my husband and the father of this baby." She is continuing to try to pass that baby off as Brad. She's still lying. She's not telling the truth. Her whole strategy is to tell lies, to lie her way out of any situation. Randall curses out loud and says that this is absolute and utter bullshit. The judge asks Randall, "Why are you claiming to be the father of this baby?" And Randall says truthfully that he is the father of this baby. "I'm claiming the baby as my own because I am the true father of the baby." Then the judge refers to the legal documents in front of him, saying that Bradley is the father. But Randall continues to insist that he is the father of the baby. The judge asks Randall, have you taken part or, conducted a DNA test? And Randall says, "No, I have not." And then the judge asks him, "Why haven't you, had a DNA test?" And Randall says, "Because she won't let the baby near him." The lawyer also puts in that we have been trying to, come up with a way, to have meetings with Mrs. Montgomery, but she's refused it at every turn. And the judge says, "Okay, this is enough. This is how it's going to be. Until the baby's paternity can be completely completely proved, then I'm going to put the baby into foster care." Now, neither Randall or Alex liked that outcome, but the judge feels that he has no choice. He says, until the baby's paternity is proved, I am going to leave the baby in foster care for the time being, and neither one of you are allowed to be around the baby until the paternity is proved. Neither one of them want this, but apparently it's not their decision, it's the judges. So pretty much, instead of Alex, owning up to her responsibility in this, she has chosen to lie yet again. And because, at least in part because of that lie, the baby is in foster care. The baby doesn't have a mother or a father now because she just refuses to let Randall have what he wants. She refuses to tell the truth. She lies. She denies her role in this. She lies and says that she had multiple partners, but yet she's, trying to claim that Brad is the undisputed father of the baby. Randall told the judge that the baby is half black, but the judge apparently believes her lies and has ordered the baby to be put in foster care until a paternity test has been proven, has proven the heritage of the baby. So that's pretty much it for that. I mean, Alex plays the victim. She lies, and she refuses to tell the truth. Um, the judge has made his decision, and the judge ordered both of everybody, the lawyer, Randall, and Alex, out of his chambers. Now, outside in the parking lot, Randall calls Alex a lying ass bitch. Alex tells him, you need to get away from me right now. Randall says, now the baby has no one. Instead of letting the baby be with me, the baby has no family. Now he's a part of the system and has no mother and no father. And then he accuses her of saying that this is what you really wanted. This is what you really wanted. But Randall is adamant. Randall is adamant. He's saying, I'm going to get my child, and you are not going to stop me. And she says, oh, really? I just did. And then Randall says, who gave you this idea to start telling all these lies? I know it didn't come from your dumb ass. Cursing her out and harassing her and cursing her out, for the lies that she's telling. Alex tells him that I hate the day that I ever met you. And Randall comes back and says, that makes two of us. Alex says, I'm going to give you a few more seconds to get away from me. But Randall refuses to leave. He's not done, harassing her and talking to her just yet. Randall says, you know that I have the upper hand here. Randall says that I'm going to the police station to tell them everything that happened down by the lake. And then he tells her, yes, I'm going to the police station. I'm going to tell everything that happened. I'm going to tell them that you set this whole thing up, that you sent your parents to my house to kidnap me and to hurt other members of my family. Alex says, you can do that if you want to, but you better have some proof. And then Randall says, oh yes, I do have proof of this. I do have evidence against you. And I do have proof, and I'm going to tell them that. He says that your mother told me everything that happened, that you came to the house begging for help. And then he throws, once again, he throws the death of Virginia and Rusty into Alex's face. Randall says that Rusty soiled himself as he was shot. He says, maybe he did soil himself, maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just his own putrid smell. And then he tells Alex that your parents were absolutely evil, and apparently so are you. She slaps him in the face and tells him to shut up, but he's not done talking to her just yet. Randall asks, is there going to be a funeral for your mother and father? And if it is going to be a funeral, can I come to the funeral as well? And then he asks her, who's going to pay for the funeral? Or is there going to be some sort of hillbilly funeral fund somewhere, money hidden in a mattress or in a mason jar somewhere? Randall crazy, y'all. And then he says, maybe you'll just leave him in that ridiculous raggedy old shack that they were living in and leave them on the floor to be a feast for the maggots. Now she's crying, she's miserable, she's got her back turned to him as he was saying all of this. She's obviously hurt by what Randall was telling her. Then she thinks up another lie. She asks Randall to hold her purse. Randall says, okay, fine. You have no money in there. It's no problem. But before she asked Randall to hold her purse, he asked her, where's your car? Where is your car, Alex? Why are you out here just standing out here? If you want to get out of here, just drive away. But he realizes that she doesn't even have a car. Now, Alex is trying to hold on to custody to the baby, but she has no money. Her husband has left her. She has no car. She has no job. She can't afford to bring a lawyer in to represent her in her case. She has nothing. Yet she's still trying to continue to hold on to this baby. And if she can't hold on to it, then she'll lie to keep the baby away from Randall. Randall said it true. You don't have anything anymore. You're broke. You have nothing. And yet here you are battling me tooth and nail for this baby. Now, Alex, as I said before, Alex asked Randall to hold her purse. Then she starts lying again. And she starts screaming at the top of her lungs saying, help, help, help. This man has stolen my purse. Help, help, help. Another one of her lies. Randall drops the purse. He walks off, and then Alex gets into a cab and drives away. What a mess, Lord. What a mess. Now, we move on to Kelly and Diane. Kelly is at home, and she hears a knock on her door. It's Diane. Now, back in the previous seasons, they got into it because Diane's son is in prison because of crimes that Kelly had committed. She doesn't really want to let Diane in, but she does anyway. Kelly asks her, what do you want? What are you doing here? What do you want? And then she compliments Kelly on the house and then accuses her of saying, did you buy this house with the money that you defrauded from people that you got from my son? And then Kelly tells her, no, I bought this house with my own money from my own job. And then Kelly asks her, what can I do for you? And then Diane says, you can let my son come and live here. I want you to let him live in this house. I want you to help him get back on his feet. Kelly doesn't really want to be bothered with Justice's father, but pretty much Diane, is blackmailing her, is trying to strong arm her into letting Justice's father live there. It's really apparent that there's some sort of a conflict between those two. Now, Kelly is telling Miss Diane that it's really not a good time right now. It's a lot jumping off right now, and it's not the right time for him to be here. But Miss Diane doesn't really care about what's going on in Kelly's life. Miss Diane just wants her son home, and Miss Diane expects Kelly to give Justice's father a place to live and some time, to help him to get back on his feet. She feels that Kelly owes Justice's father this, which has a ring of truth to it. Apparently, he's sitting in jail for fraud, for mail fraud, for bank fraud, for check fraud, all the crimes that Kelly committed. She gives in and tells Miss Diane yes. Miss Diane is threatening, and pretty much Kelly just wants her to leave. She gives in and says yes, and then Miss Diane leaves the house. Now, the next group of people we go to is Lucien, Lamont, Pete, Randall, and Officer Rick. Now, Lucien is on the phone with Lamont. The FBI apparently is looking for Andrew, but they haven't been able to find anyone or anything. The FBI is still in Dentonville, and they've concluded their investigation at Rusty and Virginia's house, but they were completely unable to find Andrew. Now, while on the phone with Lamont, Lucien gets a call on his phone. Pete is on the line. He's doing better. He's still in the hospital, but he's going to be able to leave very soon. Apparently, Pete tells Lucien that he's been placed into protective custody by the FBI. Now, Pete doesn't know that Lucien is a part of the FBI and that it was his plan all along. Pete doesn't really want to be bothered with protection, any kind of witness protection or protective custody, but Lucien says that this is for your own good. Pete doesn't like it, but in the end he relents, and he says that I'll go ahead and be a part of going into the witness protection program. Lucien gets off the phone, and then Randall walks into the precinct. Lucien asks him, what is Randall doing there? And then Randall says that he's there to make a complaint, to press charges and make a complaint against Alex and Eddie. He's there to make the complaint to an officer, to Officer Rick. Officer Rick is in an interview right now, But he says he's willing to wait. Now, Lucian starts to question Randall. He asks Randall, why did you drop the lawsuit against Eddie and the department? Randall says that he didn't drop the lawsuit, he just abandoned it for another plan. That he had another way of dealing with Eddie. If you go back to the episode, The Randall Connection, you can see exactly um, how Randall dealt with Eddie. He accuses Randall accuses Eddie of trying to hang him with a rope, which is true. Lucian said that Eddie saved your life, but Randall says no, that's just a bunch of BS. He did not save my life. He was not there to help me. He was there to kill me. Randall says if the FBI hadn't showed up, he would be dead right now. Lucian said, well, at least Randall is still alive. And then Lucian starts to ask him another question. Did you see any other officers down there? And then Randall says, no. The only other officer besides Eddie that I saw was you. And then Lucian comes over with a picture of Andrew and asks him, did you see this other officer? Randall looked at the picture and said, no, I haven't seen him. I was busy being hanged at the time. Lucian asked, was there a shootout there before the FBI got there? And then Randall says, the only person that I saw with a gun was Alex. He's saying that Alex put a gun to his head and pulled the trigger, which again is true. Lucian asks, are you sure about that? And then Randall says, yes, I am sure. I have no reason to lie to you. He tells Lucian that Alex set the whole thing up, that Alex went to her parents' house and called her parents to send them over to the house to kidnap me. And then Randall says, that's why I'm here. I mean, that's the only reason I'm here. I'm just trying to tell the truth. And that's why I'm here to see Officer Rick. Randall also says that the FBI said that Randall should tell Rick about this, because apparently Rick is an upright and honest and decent cop. Lucian is asking him, do you really want to go through with this? And then Randall tells him that this is your problem. You just want to let Alex get away with her crimes. You just want to let Eddie get away with his crimes. And that's the problem here. Lucian says that he doesn't want to let anyone get away, but he's asking him, do you really want to pursue this? Because if it does, it's only going to get worse. And then Randall tells him, yes, I'm going to pursue this. I'm not going to let this go. I'm not going to let them get away with killing me, with kidnapping me, and everything that they've done. I'm not going to let them get away with it. Lucian asks him again, do you really want to do this? Because if you do, it's only going to get worse. And then Randall says, you know what? If it's going to get worse, then it's going to get worse. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to give up. And I'm not going to let this die. Now, Officer Rick comes out of his interview and he shakes hands with Randall. Rick tells Randall to go sit at his desk and he'll be over there in a few minutes. Lucian tells Rick not to believe anything that Randall says, which I think is really wrong on Lucian's part because he really doesn't know the whole story. All he knows is what he's heard. He doesn't know the facts that it was really Alex who set this whole thing into motion. He's leaping to Alex's defense, and he doesn't know the whole story. Um, they have a quick conversation about the house, and Rick tells him that the house is going to need to be cleaned up. Apparently, it must have been blood everywhere, and is going to need to be cleaned. He also tells Lucian that he's found DNA and hair at the crime scene. Lucian tries to get more information out of him, but Rick tells him that I can't talk about this. Now, we move on to, a little bit of a filler scene between Esperanza and Eddie. Long story short, Essie asks him if he's okay, and then Eddie tells Esperanza that the IA is all over him. Internal Affairs is all over him. And she pretty much says, well, they'll love you, considering all of the horrible things that you've done. Then she tells him, I wish that I could burn you with this coffee, to burn some sense into you. And then he says, I've been burned enough by you. The least you can do is pay the copay for the insurance. And then she tells him that that's funny coming from you, seeing as you have my house infested with whores. Then Essie questions him, saying, what were you really doing in that office with those people? And then Eddie tells her that the DA was there, and he's, trying to get information about what happened at the lake. Apparently, I think Eddie may have told the DA that Alex was the one who set the whole thing into motion. He tells Esperanza, don't pretend like you don't know that Alex set this whole situation up, because it's the truth. She can't now Esperanza can't believe that this is happening to Alex, but apparently it is. And how can you really be surprised by this as a viewer? The FBI is in this now. The DA is in this now. There's going to be questions. There's going to be a thorough investigation. And apparently, there's going to be even more suspicion thrown on Alex because Randall is in the police station giving his side of the story. So, it's pretty obvious that it's going to only get worse from here. Then the television comes on, and a special report is on the TV, and it's saying that the FBI is looking for Andrew, the missing officer. Esperanza laughs, in his face and says, well, I bet you really hate this, don't you? The lady on the news reporter says that there's going to be a thorough investigation. The FBI is looking for Andrew, the missing officer, and Eddie has a shocked and worried look on his face, as he should. Because if Andrew is alive, that's pretty much a nail in Eddie's coffin. Now, we move on to Lucian and Brad. Now, Lucian is outside talking to the cleanup crew. A little bit of time has passed. And he's talking to the cleanup crew, telling them to clean this house from top to bottom. He's trying to cover up the fact that Ramsey was murdered in the house because he wants to keep the house and he doesn't want Natalie to run away from it. It's kind of funny, looking at Lucien. He's getting really, really good at covering things up. And as I was watching Lucien today, in the episode, if I have to, let me backpedal a little bit. He is covering things up. He's trying to cover for Alex. And he's trying to get Randall to let these things go. Now, it's easy for someone to say just let it go when it's not happening to them. But as I recall, when Eddie broke into Natalie's apartment and tased her, he didn't let it go. He took out his gun and shot Eddie in his chest 6 times. So I love Lucien, but I just feel that he's a little bit of a hypocrite in this. Don't say let something go. Let go of a grudge, let go of a beef, when he's obviously not willing to let go of a grudge himself. Now, he looks over, next door, and he sees Brad sitting in his driveway. He's telling, long story short, he's telling Brad that maybe you should, just let it all go. He's all about letting everything go, but apparently he still has a grudge against Eddie. He's telling Brad that maybe you should go into the house and talk to your wife, but Brad has made no movement to get out of the car. He says that, she might be in there. Maybe you should knock on the door. And Brad thinks that Alex is not home. But Lucien tells Brad that Alex totaled her car trying to get to her parents' house. Lucien also thanks Brad for saving the baby's life. And then Brad says, it is nothing that a decent human being wouldn't do. I mean, he's really, trying to push that button of Brad going back to his wife. But he's sitting in the driveway. I mean, but I really don't know where Brad's head is in this. I mean, he seems like he wants to go back, but then he doesn't. He says that that he can do all of these things. I can jump into combat. I can save this baby. I can jump into a lake with alligators to save a baby's life, but I can't protect my heart from that woman. Brad says, well, maybe you should just go back. And then he pretty much, it's just pretty much Lucien trying to tell Brad that he should just go back. But I mean, Brad is just way too heartbroken right now. Alex broke his heart. So as for now, he's not going back just yet. Now we move on to Kelly, Natalie, and Joey. Joey is awake, and Natalie is sitting by Joey's bedside. Kelly walks into Joey's hospital room with flowers in her hand. Natalie notices that Kelly is very worried. Joey tells them both to leave because he wants to get some rest. Now, outside in the waiting room, Kelly and Natalie are talking. And then Kelly tells Natalie about her troubles with Travis. All of the, the threatening phone messages and the abuse and all of the craziness that Travis is doing. But pretty much, the solution is pretty simple to Natalie. Natalie says just get a gun and shoot him. Now, Kelly, is not into that. She says she's not a violent person. But Natalie, Natalie, she don't mess around when it comes to stuff like that. She's just saying pretty much, you need to shoot him in the rear end. I have a friend that can sell you a gun. And then she tells Kelly that if you're dealing with a fool like this, you need to become a bigger fool in order to end this situation altogether. Uh, we move on to Alex and Esperanza. Now, Alex is cleaning her house. She's looking at pictures of Brad and her family, and she's crying and upset. Esperanza comes by, and then she asks Alex, how is she doing? Alex says that she's doing just fine. Alex says that I didn't know that you were stopping by today, but apparently Esperanza has called multiple times to try and get in touch with her. Esperanza says, I heard about what happened to your mother and father, and that I'm here to give you my condolences. She asks, is there going to be any funeral plans? Do you need any help planning the funeral? And then she says, no, I'm not going to plan a funeral at all. I'm going to leave it up to the county. And then, Esperanza says, you really going to leave this up to the county? And then Alex says she doesn't really care. These people tried to kill my baby. I'm not going to be bothered with this anymore. Esperanza accuses her of being harsh, but Alex says that they tried to kill my baby and they don't deserve the dignity of my presence, the dignity of her presence. Alex tells Esperanza to drop this. I've made my decision. There's no more to be said on that subject. And then she asks Esperanza, you still haven't told me what you're doing here. And then Alex says that I'm okay. I'm just come by to check on you to see if you're okay. Now Alex says she's okay, but Esperanza knows that Alex is lying. She's obviously not okay. And then Alex tells Esperanza, don't be another person telling me what I am not. Throwing an attitude, at her. And then Esperanza asks about the baby. She says, is the baby okay? Is he doing okay? And then Alex says she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And Alex tells Esperanza that the baby was placed in foster care. And it was because of what her parents did, and that she had nothing to do with it, which is an absolute lie. Another one of her lies and her self-deceptions. She plays the victim yet again, and she says, do you think that I sent them here just to kidnap my baby? And then Esperanza says, no, you didn't do that. You called for your parents to get rid of Randall. And the baby was just a casualty in that war. She lies and says, no, I did not. And then Esperanza tells her, it's really no point in lying about this. I already know the truth. Esperanza pulls out her phone records, and apparently Alex had her picture taken 3 times trying to get through a toll to get to Dentonville. Alex continues to play the victim, saying, "Are you over here to aggravate me for all that I have suffered?" And then Essie is telling her, "No, I'm not here to aggravate you. I'm here to help you as a friend. You need to come up with a good story, because it's already proof positive here in my hands that you did go to see your parents before the kidnapping. You went hundreds of miles out of your way to go see your parents. I mean, it's proof right here." Esperanza is saying you need to come up with a good story. It's no point in denying that you weren't at the house, because here's the proof. She says that I'm here as your friend. You need to you need to come that you need to just tell the truth, at least to me and at least to yourself. Essie says, "I can get into a lot of trouble for telling you this, but it's the best thing for you to do is to just make up a story to get yourself out of this as best you can." Now Alex, in her normal horrible attitude, saying that she doesn't really care about any of this. Trying to put up this false front that she's innocent and that nothing bad is ever going to happen to her. But Esperanza is telling her, you need to move on past this attitude. You need to drop the attitude. You need to come to terms with this, that this is happening. There's going to be an investigation. There's going to be even more of an investigation, because Rusty was a part of an anti-government militia. She can't believe that Esperanza knows all of this, but Esperanza says that I work in a police station. Now, if Esperanza can pull up all this information, what could the FBI pull up? So there's this is not going away. It's best that Alice comes to terms with this right now. Essie says that I'm your friend. I'm here to help you. You know what to do. Esperanza says to Alex, "Thank you, Esperanza." And then Alex says to Esperanza, "Thank you." They hug and Esperanza leaves. Esperanza is right in this. She needs to drop the attitude. She needs to drop this "I don't care" mentality and get with how things are going on here. Now, the last scene, Kelly, Justice, Travis, and the co-worker Liz. Now, Kelly is on the phone with the lawyer's secretary, and the secretary is saying, the lawyer can't see you right now. He stepped out. Now she's telling the lawyer, I have to get this restraining order right now. I need to get this restraining order right now, but apparently the lawyer is out of the office. The secretary is trying to, make another appointment so she can come in. And Kelly, agrees with that as best she can and hangs up the phone. Then she asks her coworker Liz, "What time is it?" And then Liz says, "It's 4:30. Apparently, Kelly is late for Justice's game. she asked her secretary, why didn't you tell me this sooner? But apparently she was on the phone and she was busy, and that Liz had told her, but apparently Kelly didn't hear it. Just then she gets a call from Justice saying that it's no problem. The game was postponed because the team had to forfeit. And then Kelly said, why did the team have to forfeit? And then Justice said, their bus broke down and they couldn't get there on time. So Kelly says, okay, well, I'll be down there soon to come and pick you up and take you home. Justice says that it's okay because I'm in the car with Travis. Kelly is shocked. She is horrified and she can't believe it. She's stunned. And that is where the episode ends. Man, what a crazy episode this is. So many lies, so many deceptions, so many manipulations. I personally cannot wait until the truth comes out. Okay, this is the end of my video. Come back next week for the next review of the next episode. The episode is entitled The Mailman. And I wonder what the mailman has to do with all of this. My MVP of this episode was Esperanza. Now, let me say this. I don't like the fact that Esperanza told Alex to make up, another story. I don't like the fact that she's feeding more lies to Alex, suggesting that she lied her way out of this. But I do like the one thing that she said. She said, stop pretending that you don't care. Drop the attitude, which is something that I've been saying for a very long time. I'm sick of Alex's attitude, and she needs to drop this. She needs to stop with this attitude and this nonchalance and putting up these false fronts. So because of that long statement, I've made Esperanza my MVP of this episode. It's nice to know that somebody is out there, telling her the truth of the situation, because apparently Alex just wants to live in a fantasy world. Thank you to all of my viewers and my subscribers. If you have something to say, leave it in the comment sections and I'll write back to you. Most definitely. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share my video if you enjoy them. I want to say thank you to my viewers and thank you to my new subscribers. When I first started doing these videos, my subscription total was about 18. And now my subscription total is at 30. So thank you very much to my brand new subscribers. And I will be with you throughout the entire season for If Loving You Is Wrong. Enjoy your life as I do, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much.